might have been in the game, but my husband calls all the shots. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. Season 13, episode 2. Let's talk about it, girl. So much was going on. I know I'm late. Better late than never. That's what they say. Girl, I'm about as late as Drew's husband was. How he disappeared for 3 days and came back. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You gon' hold me down. Hey, come on, Chris Brown. Hey. That's my song. I'ma make you sing, love me, girl. I know y'all love to hear me sing. But Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl, they gave us episode 2 for season 13. And girl, Kenya got a girl crush on Latoya. Is it Latoya Forever? Latoya Forever. Interesting. This girl crush stuff she got on her, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not really sure. Cynthia has some questions about it. Marlo made a little hint about it, like, girl, don't trust that girl. So Kenya invites Latoya over her house. She also invited, who else was there? I think Cynthia was there too. And Cynthia's like, girl, you inviting this girl to your house? Like, this kind of, you don't normally do this. So I'm trying to figure out, but it seems like Kenya is alluding that she has a girl crush on Forever. I will say, Latoya Forever, I kind of like her a little bit. I kind of like Latoya Forever. Like, she is like the kind of spark that we kind of need. Like, she's just not conventional at all. Like, she is just like, oh girl, this is what I got going on, this is what I'm doing, yeah. But she was talking about Kenya's husband or fiance, whatever he is this week. She was saying, girl, he might be a Horner or something. Like, I think he's like Trinidadian. Yeah, she was talking about him being Trinidadian and liking to have things on the side and Trinidadian men. She was just like non-conventional. She was just saying whatever just came to her head, even if it was just hot air, but she was letting it out, girl, and it was interesting. I just don't know, I want to know why Kenya is so trying to be so attached to her, because Kenya normally does not fool with folks when they come new on the show. She does not, like, and Bravo be rolling the receipts. Every person that has came on the show after Kenya, like she got into a Porsha, she didn't like Kim, she didn't like such and such. Like, she just does not be feeling so. It's just like, why is she doing? I think Kenya does not feel threatened by Latoya, and she wants a little lackey. I'm gonna get into that later. We get to Porsha. Porsha talks about her being arrested, honey. She been arrested, she done came back. And she said, y'all done have, welcome back party and all of this. And, y'all done throw me welcome home. And, glad to be out. Porsha, girl, you was in jail for one night. Like, this is the issue. And I love Porsha. Y'all know I love Porsha. But this is the issue that I have with this reality spin on this activism, this commercial activism that is going on, and joking about being in jail. When there are folks who are in jail right now, there's still a lot of black folks in jail and have been prosecuted since Ferguson. Like, it's a lot going on. Folks with, like, people are, like, this is no joke. This ain't no real, like, this ain't no, this is in different areas. Like, there's people who don't, go to jail for 24 hours and locked up for a night. There are people who are still in jail, and who have been, like, it's some real deal stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to know the real stuff that's going on and to see this, and it's just kind of turning me off a little bit. But I'm pretty sure Porsha didn't mean no harm, impact over intent. Like, she was just joking about it or whatever. But her mom was talking about some, oh, I'm scared, and I was nervous and all of that. I really think if her mama was really, really nervous and, like, really, really serious, like, if this stuff was really, really serious and, like, she was out here going to be potentially hurt, I don't think they would have let her do it to begin with. Like, it's just, it's some real folks out there really doing some stuff, like, for real, and it's no joke. Like, and that's the thing that's kind of bothering me about watching this, is these black folks out here really are doing some real uprising stuff, and they're not sitting in front of no store and getting arrested and gone for no 12 hours, no 24 hours and getting bailed out. Like, it's just, I don't know, girl, but it's a fine line. We get introduced to our girl, Zadora. I like Zadora sometimes. I think she's kind of fresh, a fresh face. It's interesting what Bravo is trying to do with this, because we don't have any more original cast from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I say that from season 1. Season 1, none of the folks from season 1 are there. Like, Nene was the last one. Yeah, Candy is considered OG, but she came in season 2. Like, I think she came in season 2 or season 3, but she wasn't on the first season. So I wonder, as this is going on, are we going to start to see these younger folks come in and we're going to get rid of the older crew, like one by one? Like, we're going to bring in these young folks and we're going to get rid of these older folks. Like, I wonder, is that what's going on? I'm pretty sure these other girls are shook. That's why Kenya trying to make sure that she attaches herself to Latoya so she can be able to have some type of camera time or something. I'm seeing a little bit, because I don't think people are interested in Kenya's story about Mark Daly anymore. I think we've seen it. We've been dealing with this like 2-3 years now. Like, she came back and, you know, the whole marriage thing happened that we didn't see and any of that. It's just like, sis, I don't really care at this point. Like, I don't think we really are caring and moving about this whole situation with her and Mark. Now, Drew, Zadora, and Cynthia have dinner, and that's when we get introduced to her. I love Cynthia with that dark hair. I don't know what type of color that was. Cynthia looked good. Like, she looked good. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. They were sitting down outside talking and just having a conversation about Drew and what she got going on. And the conversation comes up about acting. And Cynthia knew what she was doing. She would be a little shady, asking, Kenya, she acts a little bit. Y'all know damn well Kenya ain't doing no real acting. She shows up in a show or a movie or something for like 3 or 4 minutes. Like, that's it. Just to be like, oh, it's Kenya Moore. It's nothing else. None of Kenya's roles have been like, oh, Kenya really acted really good in this role. Like, it's just Kenya Moore showing up as Kenya Moore. That's it. Like, as a dark-skinned, beautiful black woman, that's it. Like, it's nothing special about what she be on these like movies and shows and stuff. So Cynthia brought it up. And I feel like Drew was trying to be as non-shady as possible with saying, hey, she's in a different like bracket and I'm like an age thing. And it was not necessarily, it was shady, but shady is facts. Like, shady is true fact. They're not in the same. They're not the same. Like, Drew is way younger than Kenya. Like, Kenya would be Drew's mother. And that's okay. Kenya is a mother, Drew's a mother. That's just what it is. Like, come on now. So we rewind and we get introduced to Drew's husband, Ralph, who is a very handsome man. But, girl, so often we see on these shows, these very handsome, desirable men on these shows with these wives become with a bunch of bullshit. And we saw that with Drew. We didn't see it in the beginning, but I can smell it. I can smell it coming. We see Drew getting prepared. It's her anniversary. Her mama coming in talking. Her mother is from up north. She came to help Drew because she got a little, thing on her, a cast on her foot from, she did something doing she did a stage play and she hurt her leg. So her mother came to help out. We see her, I think she had 2 sons, I'm not mistaken. I think she had 2 sons. And her husband's very handsome. And they're just having a conversation about, the household and how everything is going. And I wonder how that is. Like, how does it feel to live with your partner's mother? Like, and we end up seeing that when Ralph has a conversation with Cynthia's fiance, now husband. And he's like, it's too much for him. It's like too much. He feels like I hate the term alpha male. There's no such thing as an alpha male. He's like, I'm out, I'm dominant, like, okay. And he's talking about her mother being assertive and whatever, and these things. And he's just like, he don't know how to feel. And that was the reason for him leaving. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that because I don't feel like even waiting. When Drew was talking about her husband being gone for 3 or 4 days and not saying anything, girl, that, I can see if it was a conversation at the very least, like, hey, man, I need some time to myself. The pandemic, Of course, it's going to spark some type of question, like, why do you need to be going for 3 or 4 days? What's going on? Like, is it some type of infidelity going on? Do you need a break? But at the very least, you can have a conversation. Both people can be assured. We can move on to the next, whatever that is, the next phase. But for him to disappear like that, like 3 or 4 days, and to be watching her and the family on his phone is creepy as hell. It is creepy. And he arguing with her on the anniversary about, what a picture there, put a picture there. I ain't got it in my phone no more. He deleted it. So Drew leaves and she crying to her mama and she pissed off and stuff. That was a lot to see Drew like crying. Like you can tell it was a real situation. I feel like this is a real thing that Drew is struggling with her husband. But I found it funny that Drew was arguing with Latoya about relationships and marriages and you separated or separating, just go ahead and get a divorce. And then you arguing with your man about divorcing him when the stuff blows up, y'all get real upset, you talk about a divorce. It's just like, you get to define what your relationship is. You get to do that. I really want to put that out in folks that you get to define what type of relationship you and your partner or partners want. You get to do that. And if y'all are separated with the hopes of getting back together, if you want to smash and talk to other folks and I'm just so tired of this marriage thing. Oh my God, it's just like if y'all looked up the history of even receiving a ring or even all that stuff was about capitalism. All of it was never about love. It was always about owning something or some type of protection legally, but it was always about property, all of this thing. I just get so tired of folks. We took an oath in front of God. Ooh, I took an oath. And how many folks have we seen taking this same oath and end up getting divorced and all of these things? It's just the system it's not good. So you need to find out what works. If me and my partner separated and we ain't like sis, you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing. We might smash every once in a while or whatever. Cause I had a friend that literally did the same thing. Her and her husband separated. She was out smashing, and he was out smashing too, probably. And but they ended up getting back together. And I don't think nothing is wrong with that. Like, we need to find out what works for us. And then just think, oh well, girl, she might find somebody, he might find somebody, like sis. And if he does, what is that going to? What if he does smash somebody 1 or 2, 3 times and then come back to you? What does that mean? Like to say that, oh, he might go find something and want to be with, and so that means that it was never meant to be. Like y'all think y'all partner not smashing somebody is keeping like your partner there? Like, sis, like I don't be understanding that stuff. It'd be very confusing to me. So I'm just like, girl, figure that one out for me. Figure that one out for me. But it was just weird seeing Drew trying to argue that point, and Latoya was like trying to figure out how she felt about it. Latoya was going off about it. Latoya ass be drunk. So we get to Candy, and Riley is graduating. Congratulations to Riley for graduating in high school. She looked beautiful in her Fendi dress and her outfit and everything. I scream because y'all are so shady, and I am shady too. When Riley went and to get her gifts, and she was talking about money and stuff, Todd pulls out a stack of 20s in his hand and hands it to Riley, and everybody was just like, girl, did Candy give Todd that money? And I'm thinking, yeah, she probably did. Todd got some money, don't get me wrong. Todd is out here doing well for himself. Like, there's no doubt in my mind about that. But the reason why I don't have no problems clowning Todd is because Todd was the same one that we really didn't see him like throw money at his daughter on TV. On TV, I have to say that. We really didn't see that. It's like almost like Kayla had to go find her own way. She had to do all this and that. And then you out here giving a stack of 20s. Not saying that Todd does not give his daughter any money, but we haven't seen that on camera. And y'all, you specifically gave her them stacks of 20s in your hand to her on camera so we can see it. So I would love to see that same energy applied to Kayla. The same way you be telling Candy not to give no money. So it's just like, I don't know, maybe we're trying to impress Candy in that moment, like, look, I got a little coin. I don't know, really don't care. Moving on. So Cynthia invites the girls over, all the girls come over there for a powwow. You got Kenya, you got Marlo, you got Drew, and you got Latoya. And what's funny is I was actually in a video chat thing for YouTube, for this YouTube event earlier this week. and I saw Latoya's, I think, fiance, husband, or whatever. His name is Adam, if I'm not mistaken. Adam Ally or something. He's a handsome guy. He's a very handsome guy. But girl, he just gives me like he an asshole. I don't know. He gave me like he was just like a butthole. I didn't hear him talk, but just like the way he was moving, I don't know. Like I got like a good sense of like feeling people's energy and stuff. Called me a Super Saiyan or whatever. Share your energy with me, but I felt like that. So all the girls out there, I'm screaming at Marlo, pulling what's her name to the side, Latoya, and saying, "Hey girls, stay away from Kenya. Don't tell all your business. She'll use it back at you." And Latoya listening. Latoya is something else, and I'm just like looking at her, and I'm just laughing. There was something going on, and Cynthia, fiance, Mike walked in. He was like, "What's going on?" It is a mess. It is a mess. So when Drew comes in, Kenya being Kenya, seeing Ralph, like, you know Kenya had some thoughts to talk about her man. Like, Kenya be so disrespectful with that. Like, she said, like, and the producer asked her, and yeah, he is fine. I think Drew is beautiful. I think Drew is beautiful. I can see that Kenya is a little bit, they don't like Drew. You can just tell that, like, anytime somebody comes into the group that has a little bit more or whatever, baby, when I tell you, Kenya be letting her colors show. She's not threatened by Latoya. But I'm guaranteeing you, like she was calling her like, "Oh, you letting all type of fleas in or dogs or whatever." She made this pound joke or whatever. And I'm like, if we're talking about who are strays, Latoya would be a stray. Latoya is not getting a peach. She's not holding a peach. She's not gonna be on there. If it's anybody who brought in a stray, it was you, Kenya. Would you befriending Latoya if we're going by your standards of success or whatever? Like, homegirl Drew is, doing way more and is like has been picked as the one to hold a peach on the show, and you are threatened by that. Kenya is threatened by the fact that Drew is on her because I think, like, you see her in the middle now. You see you got Porsha in the middle now, Ken in the far back. Some of these girls are finna go. I can see it. It's written all over the scripts. Some of these girls are not going to be here the next 2 years. They got to, because honestly, when I looked at the ratings, Bravo season 13 ratings were the lowest throughout the Bravo history of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The rating, like, they barely got 1 million or something. Like, for an opening season, like for the first episode of the season, that's not good. That's not good at all. But I think people are getting bored with Real Housewives of Atlanta and the same rehearsed ass drama. So I already talked about the conversation about the separation and stuff. I didn't really get there. I don't know. I would tell y'all, it was a scene that had me screaming when Kenya got on the scale. I don't know why do y'all keep showing this woman feet? Why do y'all keep showing this woman feet? Her toe, the bottom of her toe was ash. It could be because she walked on their bare floor. And honestly, Kenya, Jesus, for the love of Christ, you need to get some landscaping folks to get your backyard together, because folks stepping on mud, all that. Like, if you got as much money, you need to clean that whole area up. Like, it's a mess. Like, it's a mess. Every time they come on, it's like, it be leaves and tree limbs and stuff laying out. It just looks, pressure wash this mother. Like, clean it up. Like, it's always, I know it's all type of bugs and probably mold and stuff. Like, she can get that cleaned up. So, yeah. Girl, we get to the end, and I already talked about it a little bit with Drew and her husband talking about all the stuff that was going on while he was gone for the 3 days. And girl, it's just way too much. It was way too much. I don't feel like Drew was overreacting. I feel like that really, really did happen. That was a lot. And Ralph just comes off as an asshole to me. The way he was just like sipping his champagne or whatever. It's like, girl, it is what it is. I was just like, child, I don't know. But I will say this episode was better than episode 1. I think they should have started off with introducing new cast. I think y'all should have automatically came and blew our socks off. Y'all came in with very boring stuff. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I hope Truly Original is watching. I hope the producers at Bravo is watching. We do not care about Kenya and Mark Daly no more. We are bored to death. We are, like, it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. Kenya and Mark still getting divorced, and then on the blogs and everything else, Kenya saying she's still working out, she's not divorcing her man. on the show it makes it seem like that she's divorcing her man. It's the same stuff. Then it is Candy start another restaurant or start another thing, and then her and Todd bumping heads on something. It's the same stuff. It is boring as hell. Like, I don't care at this point. Porsha is giving me a little something. But I just don't want to hear about Dennis no more. I love Dennis, but I'm tired of hearing about her and Dennis. I'm curious. I'm a little bit curious of what she got going on with what she's doing with the work she's doing in the community. I like it. Porsha Luther King, I like it a little bit. I think Latoya Forever can possibly be good for the show. She is wonky, she's crazy, she's silly as hell. She had her doing stuff like, oh my gosh, Cynthia about to bore me a little bit too. Because with Cynthia getting married to Mike now, it's just like, what is Cynthia gonna offer us now? Like, what is it going to be? It's going to be the same stuff like her and Mike not figuring out, and like they're already going through it, but trying to figure out when to have the wedding. Cynthia's just like, I need to have a big wedding, and just let you know the disconnect, because it's like, it's a whole pandemic. This man is just like, hey, we can do this, we can have one later. Y'all could have just went ahead and got married and did this next year, but it's just like, Cynthia needs this for the show. She needs this camera time, she needs it. So it's just like, girl, y'all got to figure it out. Bravo, y'all got to figure it out, because baby, Real Housewives of Atlanta is falling off. It is falling off. I'll be the first to tell you, it is falling off. I am bored to death. Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all for real, for real. Like, what y'all did with Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac really has like built, like, they have a connection at this point, and they haven't had to introduce no new people too many times, because it's just good. It's just good. Like, the girls have some type of history. It's just Atlanta. It's just like, girl, it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff, girl. I'm just bored to death. Tell me what y'all thought about Real Housewives of Atlanta episode 2, girl. Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see what y'all thought, and I'll talk to y'all later on tonight. Bye.